Welcome back, guys. In my next video, this video should be called One Beautiful Minerals Part 3, because this is all same weekend, same 2-day trip I had in June. But I'm gonna call this one differently because I think it would draw a little more specific crowd to the subject, mainly dravite. So I mentioned to you, I got information from somebody who I know that there is place in Desmount mine area that dravite occurs. So I can just show you some this is of course shard of massive crystal, which crystallize more like a tourmaline way, so to speak. You can see the shine of it is almost like a coal. The break is very tourmaline-like. It's not shoral per se, because the walls of the crystals look more like this. They are they have less striations, but more of this behavior of different species of tourmaline per se. Now the question is, those indentations you see on the crystal wall, are they from quartz, or is this crystal behavior itself? Because in the same pit you can find quartzes with typical pattern of growth, which may be indenting and leaving indentations in a mineral of this black nature, which is, in my opinion, dravite. There is also masses of that mineral with, again, indentations, I guess, from quartz. All this occurs in a very huge conglomerate of smoky quartz, and sometimes mixed with this beautiful green, I believe, tremolite group, edenite perhaps, or one of those subgroups of tremolite. This indentations I'm talking about is something that you may came across in places like, for example, a barrel pit, which here is example of. That's where tourmaline was at once, imprinting its striations into the quartz. But here the question is, what was first, chicken or the hen? Chicken or the egg? What did indentation to what? This is definitely a crystal which was allowed to grow. This is obviously a crystal which I'm not daring to remove from the matrix. And also in that same pit I found actual point of a crystal. Everything looks better when it's wet, as they say. So here it is. Would be your quartz with, again, tourmaline mass next to it. Let's call it dravite. And these actually samples are from last year. Again, of the same pit. You're gonna see in my video where I was. All that ridge of Desmond mining area, if you Google that particular location, you're gonna have very cool information about mining Yukon Gold company who was prospecting there years ago. Anyway, I thought to share with you these finds. This looked to me like shards, but after I cleaned it up, I think I saved a couple of walls of nice mineral here, which I would call subgroup of tremolite. Anyway, enjoy the video, because in the video you're gonna see where I found those beautiful rocks. I mean, beautiful to me, maybe they just shards to you, but let's see what I found. These guys, oh, by the way, speaking of this video, you're gonna see in this video, I'm gonna go just this way to see you. I also found very late in the day some molybdenite. I want to show you two ways molybdenite I find occurs there is one if it's in those rusty rocks. This is not the one I found last trip, but this is just sample of what they look like if you find a bigger concentration of molybdenite. You see in those cracks the molybdenite forms. It never, of course, occurs in a fat form. It's always flaky and kind of similar to aluminum foil. But more pretty is the one that is in a pyroxene green diopside bearing rock, which gives you better contrast and I guess more pretty look to it. This one looks almost like a rosette, which is the most sought after I guess form of the molybdenite that people are after. But any of those flakes are really pretty for little souvenirs when you're there. Okay, so enjoy the video. I'm gonna finish with close-up of molybdenite here, and the video you're gonna see more or less where I found those specimens of my trip. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and tell all crazy people about my channel. Well, hello from the way to next location. I am heading to Desmond mine area. I'm wearing a bucket hat because everything that I own, it got very wet from my sweat. Therefore, I have to cover my head with something different. You know what? The gas is cheap. I tanked this morning 117 per liter. The sun came up. Blue sky. The way this day is going, really have days like this where everything clicks. I met this unbelievable guy, excellent contact. I'm having a huge bar of chocolate. I brought lots of food from home, so I don't have to spend much money. So if you plan everything good, bring your own stuff, water especially. It shouldn't be costing you a lot of money rock hounding. Alright, let's go up. Found some pits for pyroxenite rock and find some dravite. That's something I found here last year thanks to Lorenzo. Thanks Lorenzo, if you're watching this installment of my show. Appreciate you, heads up. Okay, somewhere up there. Let's see what we can find. Yeah, so this is a relatively new dig. That slope wasn't really known for years. Just a little bit higher is the famous orange calcite how you call it, pit. And so this place is full of tremolite and crystallized limestone and micas and all kinds of shiny stuff. A little bit higher than this. Last year I found some dravite. Again, thanks to somebody's telling me about it. But this problem is with tremolites, they always shards. It's hard to find decent crystal. The shards are massive, that means the crystals are big. There's lots of mica, pyroxenite rock. So you would think it should be molybdenite here. I haven't found molybdenite in this area. In fact, I'm going to be going back to main diggings that way later after I check for dravite. But it's beautiful stuff, don't get me wrong, but you want a full crystal, you want quality rather than quantity. Yeah, rocks are pretty and easy to dig. The drainage is great, it's not muddy at all, and I bet every rock you pull from here is some kind of pretty rock. like these. Oh, actually, this is where I found my dravite last year, because see those indentation on the quartz? It's exactly striations from dravite. So if there's this, there must be a black crystal of dravite, which is a form of tourmaline. And of course there's all this feldspars cooking quartzes and whatnot. Great place, very quick to find if you like to dig. All the slope is untouched. Really 5 minutes from the car. Okay, let's find some dravite. So this is exploratory hole that you can tell is very, very old. That is basically next to the path. See that path here? That leads to this orange pit. So in this path they took the sample of the rock, and of course they had to dispose it somewhere, so they dumped it all around it, and it was sitting here for over 100 years. So this is the dravite. See the striation on it, and the triangle shape of a crystal. So I can't believe how many of them are actually in this dirt, but you just have to get on your knees and get it. I think I'm gonna come back tomorrow because I want to go find some molybdenite. But whenever it's quartz, this is smoky, then you have this is all dravite, this one is shard, but imagine the size of it, and probably all around here it may be pieces of those tourmalines sitting, and this is how they look. Where they see as a crystals. I had a couple of that I pulled out. This here, and some of them come in a twin almost form, like this one here in my pocket. You see, no, this is tremolite piece. Anyway, I will show you when I get to the car and clean a little bit, okay? So this is molybdenite place. Lots of busy bees. So this is one of the main trenches that leads all the way to the valley where there is adit. So people are finding probably very nice tremolites here, maybe even apatites. A lot of digging. If somebody is finding something, they keep digging, yeah? Calcites, pyroxenite rock, all goodies for all you want. I just need a few good flakes of molybdenite, and the place I go is there by the adit. So let's go and find some. Okay, let's find rocks with potential for molybdenite. In my experience, I always found lots of molybdenite in those brown rocks. You just have to look for clues. I'm gonna probably show you one example, and then I'm gonna find few and open them up. Here it is. See that shine? That's molybdenite, and that's suspect number one. Now this one. The brown color comes from pyrite that is present in this rock that decomposes, and So I'm gonna find few of those rocks. Don't get me wrong, there's lots of molybdenite in the nice pyroxene bearing rock like this one here. But again, see this brown things? This is iron staining from pyrite. Anyway, I'm gonna find few of those samples, and then I'm gonna open them up and show you what we have. Okay, and that's the added up high. It's only like 20 meters deep. I had a video about it a few years back if you want to check it out. All right, let's see what we can do. So here it is, a little souvenir. A couple of molybdenite flakes. I went there. My goodness, it's so dark so quickly. I mean, it's not really dark per se, but because of the leaves, I may as well come back here in the morning, get some more. It's really hard to see, so I'm just gonna make my way out from here. In this trench higher up, there's a lot of molybdenite too, but it's in a very tiny form. Like, we're talking really micro flakes. Maybe when you dig, find something better. I'm gonna get to the car before it gets too dark. And I don't know if I should stay one more day. I really had a very successful day. My wife says, since you're already there, why don't you take one more day off work? Maybe she's right. But you know what I say? I want to quote Shakira, my hips don't lie, I need operation. I am pooped. The legs are really acting up. But I was really walking up and down like a mountain goat. Anyway, let's see where this road leads. What are you gonna decide? This guy's just laying eggs. Sticking hole, dropping them in a hole, but location not very good. Alright. Could find better place to do it. But hope you survived till tomorrow. Carry on.